Peter, on a night where you limit the Stahl brothers to 2 goals, you think you'd be better, at least have a better fate as the way it ended?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the night the chances were similar, but I thought we might have had a couple more chances, and you just hope that one or two of those are going to go in, or the power play is going to score one and give yourself a chance in that situation. But Ward played exceptionally well and made big saves. We had the breakaway. We had a couple of chances there where I thought we had a really good opportunity, and he was rock solid.
I feel like you're in the same movie over and over again with the way these games are playing out.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's you got to be strong. So you're going to have to deal with it. Right now, it's after games is the hardest time. I always tell our team when you get into these situations, no matter what, at the beginning of the year or at the end of the year, you got to deal with it for an hour, and then you got to move on. When we get on that plane on the way back, we're thinking now we've got to correct some things, but we got a team coming in tomorrow night in our building, Winnipeg, that's roaring to go and hungry. You've got to get your mind in the right place. So we're going to have to deal with this, but I thought the guys gave a strong effort, and there's things I definitely wanted to fix, but I thought the effort was there to try to tie it up. We had some good chances.
Compete level was there, you were saying, but is it a point now where you just need, I know the guys talk about puck luck and that kind of thing, you just need something to go right for you right now?
Yeah, I mean, you're hopefully one of those things are going to go in. I mean, there's a lot of times goals aren't easy right now. Earlier in the year, they were easier going in. They were going in, and I think our chances aren't that much different. But we had point blankers, we had chances, breakaways, we had 2-on-1s, we had an opportunity, but we're going to have to bear down and find new ways and continually spend more time around the net. We had some scrums around there, and that's positive. And it's like teams late in the year score goals more rebounds and tips and second chances, and I think that's one of the areas we're just going to have to concentrate on.
Morgan Riley had an interesting day. He said something that kind of went viral on Twitter. He came out and apologized for it in a very forthright manner, and then he went out and he played a pretty solid game. What have you seen of his development and the way he handles it personally?
Well, he's a special kind of kid. He's a really quality person. That starts with that, and I think that's really important if you're looking at a young player, his development. I mean, it's very difficult to play at 18, and then you play your second year, and you're such a young player. It's difficult. But one of the things he was able to do from day one was the next day come back and enjoy hockey still. When he didn't play well, and he's had nights of those, he was able to listen, look at it, and move on to that practice that next day. And that's a special trait. I mean, if you can't move on to the next positive direction where you have to go, I mean, you let it drag, it affects you. He's a quality guy, and obviously, he handled today well. He went out and played 26 minutes, I think maybe even too many minutes, because, it takes a lot out of you to play that many minutes. But he continues to strive to get better and better, and his future is very good.
You mentioned the plane ride home. Do you leave the guys alone usually after when you're coming off a tough loss, or do you go and try and get them going?
No, I think on the plane is usually just leave them alone. If I dress them, I usually dress them here. Sometimes I might catch them as they're going. They have to go through me to get to the back of the plane, so I might catch them there a word or two. But there's times where they need to. I'll send the assistants back to show them something sometimes, but you usually leave them alone. The next morning is a good time to address things quickly, move on. If you're going to show 3 clips to somebody on individuals, there may be 3 or 4 or 5 guys that get 2 or 3 clips and say, you see this situation, we can handle that better.
Peter, I'm sorry to interrupt. At a time when positives have been hard to find, what does Brandon's goal mean to him, given how hard he's had to work to get back into the lineup?
Yeah, he was a young guy, obviously kind of made the team out of the training camp, and had that ankle injury, and what they're the hardest things to come back from, the high ankle sprains, and kind of lost his way a little bit, didn't have the same speed when he came up for that one game. He's been a positive influence. He didn't play a lot of minutes, but he played, he's building blocks of trust with me are growing, and I think he can play more and more. I didn't use him as much in penalty killing today, but I think he's somebody that definitely can be used in that area as well.
The way he scored kind of symbolized what kind of player he is, Peter, second, third effort.
Yeah, I mean, he's fast. He's going to keep working. I like to see that him and Booth got a little chemistry, and they both are can really work, and Booth driving to that net. I thought he scored it at first, and then you see in the replay going off the post. But I mean, those two guys are working really hard. They both can be penalty killers. Both can play more minutes than they're playing. But you know, you don't want to have to be chasing games all the time, and we seem to be doing that a little bit. So I thought it was really good in the first period that we responded. That line came out and got a goal when we needed it to tie the game up, and then you know they responded right back again. So those are the goals that hurt.